Last week, John Fury had a few words to say about Tyson's match. So Tyson and Wilder looks like that's good to go on July 24th in Vegas. But John mentioned that he's not particularly happy with the way that the arbitration proceedings happened and the way the negotiations with Joshua broke down. Have you spoke to John about that since?
No, I haven't. I'm going to see him after this, but that's not my fault. You know, that it is what it is. The fact of the matter is why I never ever made an announcement about the fight. I said, till this thing's signed, I know what's going on behind the scenes. Well, I knew there's an arbitration, and I knew the lawyers are saying, oh, well, you're going to win this. But you know what? Until you win it, you haven't got nothing. Until that contract's signed, a fight at that level, you got nothing. You know, they had to sort out the position. And the deal wasn't done between BT and Sky how it was going to be done. There was outstanding issues. It's only that Motormouth was going on for every other week saying, or every other day, saying, big announcement, sign the contract. Well, it couldn't be signed because there was an arbitration. It had to be the decision of the arbitration. And, you know, John said about vacating the title, so I understand. Well, he can't vacate the title. Or he can, but he's still going to have to fight Wilder or retire. And if he doesn't fight Wilder, then Wilder camp and Wilder will sue him for many, many millions of dollars. And if anyone tried to promote him in between, they would be sued and probably get an injunction to stop it from happening.
Like I always say, eventually the truth will always come out. 3 things that can't be hidden are the sun, the moon, and the truth. They will always come out, which is exactly why us new media always prevail. Because our recipe is the whole absolute truth, and Akhi always put it together like puzzle every single time. Now you guys heard it from Tyson Fury, UK promoter, Frank Warren, co-signing everything I have been reporting from day one, which is regardless of what old media reported. The only thing that was blocking Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight from coming to fruition was the arbitration. That's everything and the only thing that held the fight from taking place. It wasn't the location. It wasn't the lack of funds. It was not the investors. The way old media was brainwashing the fans, like I told you guys from day one. It was the simple rematch clause that Tyson Fury did not honor, even though he was obligated to by law. Even Tyson Fury complexioned for the connection to get the ultimate protection. Couldn't save him this time around, since old media wasn't the ones making the decision. They can report fake news, but they can't change the law. As you guys heard Frank Warren's respond to John Fury's statements of throwing the WBC belt to the trash in order to escape the trilogy with Wilder, then that will enable Tyson Fury to fight Anthony Joshua instead. Frank Warren responded to that by making it clear as day that Tyson Fury was forced to fight Deontay Wilder or retire from the sport of boxing. Therefore, the belt wasn't the one that was bonding Tyson Fury to fight Wilder in the trilogy. It was the rematch clause that was bonding Tyson Fury to fight Wilder a third time. Then when the reporter asked Frank Warren about the step-aside money that Tyson Fury claimed Deontay Wilder was requesting in order to step aside of 20 million pounds, Tyson Fury's own promoter, Frank Warren, made it clear as day that that wasn't even an option. It was either fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy or retire. Which, in other words, Tyson Fury was exposed for lying to the whole boxing world by his own promoter, Frank Warren.
And Wilder's motivation, I think you have to look at it as someone who's turned down what was potentially an enormous amount of step-aside money. This is more than money.
It didn't even get to that. It didn't get to that. No, he just wanted to fight. That side wanted to fight. And that was it. Judge made a decision. Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
And, you know, John said about vacating the title, so I understand. Well, he can't vacate the title. Or he can, but he's still going to have to fight Wilder or retire. And if he doesn't fight Wilder, then Wilder camp and Wilder will sue him for many, many millions of dollars. And if anyone tried to promote him in between, they would be sued and probably get an injunction to stop it from happening.
I mean, you really can't make this up. However, old media, you best believe they won't report about it. I had made a video that went viral exposing Tyson Fury of lying on this manner because Deontay Wilder made it clear as day that he want his ish back in blood, not in green. And now you guys hear Tyson Fury promoter, not Deontay Wilder promoter now, but Tyson Fury's promoter, Frank Warren, stating that it never got into step aside because Deontay Wilder wanted the trilogy. He wanted the fight. So we continuously see this pattern of Tyson Fury lying to his own fans about Wilder requesting step aside money, so on and so forth, making his own fans look like a bunch of fools, because that's exactly what they are. Only a fool get fooled again. All along, it was Tyson Fury that continued to request to postpone the trilogy with Wilder because he wanted to fight in front of a crowd, till he postponed the fight past the expiration date. And then he claimed he doesn't owe Deontay Wilder a fight, even though that was his own request to postpone the fight past the expiration date. That's not going to fly in the court of law, especially when Deontay Wilder have Tyson Fury request to postpone the fight. And to make matter worse, Tyson Fury tried to fight Kabali without a crowd. However, when it was Deontay Wilder, he requested to have a crowd, or there's no fight. See, Tyson Fury can manipulate the boxing fans by utilizing old media when he activates his Hope insurance. However, he cannot pimp the court of law. Nevertheless, it was mind-blowing to see old media claim that AJ versus Fury is on and they signed contracts to fight each other, while Deontay Wilder had an arbitration case with Tyson Fury. I mean, it was mind-blowing to say the least. I couldn't believe it. I never seen anything like that before. And now the truth came out of all of them reports of AJ and Tyson Fury signing contracts for a 2-fight deal was nothing but a lie. As Frank Warren revealed, if Tyson Fury went ahead with the AJ fight, Deontay Wilder will have been free to sue him of any amount of money on his mind, pretty much. And to put icing on the cake, Deontay Wilder will have been able to sue the whole promotion, including Eddie Hearn, not just Tyson Fury. Therefore, the million-dollar question: why did Eddie Hearn continue to ignore the arbitration, knowing that was the case, and continue to inform the fans the reason why the fight continues to get delayed is because of the funds, investors, so on and so forth? It's like they played every scenario but the arbitration case. Bob Arum stated on more than one occasion that there is no conjunction for Wilder arbitration to stop AJ versus Fury from coming to fruition, which Eddie Hearn repeated to a T. So that can be it. However, knowing that Eddie Hearn went through a similar situation with Andy Ruiz, you would think he would know how serious the arbitration case is, especially when he can get sued by Deontay Wilder himself as well. Why risk all of that for nothing? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. With that being stated, I hate to tell you decafs, I told you so, but I told you so. If you want nothing but the whole absolute truth when it's reported, then subscribe below and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.